What's up guys, it's John. You know what time it is. It's that time for another Q&A Sunday. You guys post questions, I answer them. That's simple. Every week you guys vote on who had the best question, and last week's winner was a double whammy. PR Knives and Delta Cholo for their question about budget ARs. I combined them and both guys are gonna win. Guys, get me your addresses and I will get you out a prize pack this week. So let's jump right into it. The first question this week is from TX Cowboy on YouTube, and he wanted to know if it matters if a holster has some cant or not. Meaning, is it angled? You know, most people carry it straight up and down. Some like to carry it with a slight forward cant. My stance on that is pretty simple. I'm finding more and more as I use a bunch of different holsters that I prefer holsters that are straight up and down as opposed to the canted ones. I like to know that my muzzle is pointed straight at the ground. Obviously, there are a lot of guys out there that train regularly with holsters that have a little bit of cant to them. I've been using one for a long time now with my XDS. That review is coming soon, but preference-wise, I prefer one that is vertical, goes straight up and down, straight in and out of the holster as opposed to a little bit of cant. Just a matter of preference. That's something you're gonna have to try. He also asked if it affects performance. Honestly, I think that you can come straight up out of a holster and present a gun a lot faster, but some guys say that that slight angle will allow you to continue in a more fluid motion when presenting the gun out of the holster. Again, it's a matter of preference. I like it vertical, some guys like a little bit of cant. There's not really any hard answer on that one. Our next question this week is from Facebook user Chris Sweeten, and he wanted to know how I feel about younger gun owners from the ages of 18 to 20 years old, essentially the guys that cannot buy handguns. I've touched on this before, and I think it's important to touch on it again. We need to embrace the younger gun owners. We need to take them out to the range, show them all the cool guns that we enjoy, and show them the ways of the firearms owners. Show them the correct way to be a good American. Because younger guys are a little bit more impressionable, and I think it's very important that we kind of take them under our wing, show them what the real deal is, and educate them as much as we possibly can so that the future of the firearms community is strong. The same goes for kids that are even younger with airsoft and paintball and things like that. Yes, a lot of guys talk down to those kids, and sometimes those kids can be very, very annoying with their social media interactions because they aren't educated. They don't understand how to interact with people. They just sit behind a keyboard and they just punch out things like a keyboard commando. And you know what? Those kids are the future of what we're doing. They're gonna buy guns. They're gonna get into it. It's just simple progression. And we need to understand that not everybody out there shooting airsoft, milsim, paintball, whatever, anything that's not a gun, we can't assume that they're jerks. We can't do that. That's not fair. I think it's very important to show the younger guys how to be a good American, how to be an upstanding citizen and a good part of our community. Take the time, explain things to them, show them why you do things the way you do. Don't just tell them, explain it, educate somebody. Don't just bark orders at them and tell them, oh, you're being a jerk. Educate somebody, take the time out, because that's how we get a better community. Next up this week, we have a question from Facebook user Cecil B. Demented, and he wanted to know if you should sacrifice capacity for concealability. Now, I caught some crap the other week when I said I don't like pocket guns. I think pocket guns are terrible because of capacity. I said capacity was low, and now that is true, but that's just one of the reasons I don't like it. The gun I've been carrying holds a total of 5 rounds of 45 ACP. People will say, oh, well, pocket guns hold a little bit more than that. Some of those even hold 6 rounds. But the problem there is that, yes, it's about the same capacity. However, you're using something like a 25 ACP, one of the most anemic, terrible rounds out there. And that is why I don't like pocket guns. But back to our topic here, I personally think that it is okay to sacrifice that, to have a few less rounds on you. However, you need to make sure that those rounds you do have are gonna count. So get out and train. Now, another thing that some guys do that I think is very, very smart is they'll carry in the gun a shorter magazine, but on their person, they'll have a slightly higher capacity magazine if they need to reload. For instance, some guys that carry a Glock 26 will also carry a Glock 19 or Glock 17 magazine as a backup mag. I think that's really, really smart. So there are ways to kind of get around having lower capacity for your concealed carry gun. There's a lot of concern in our community about printing. and whether or not somebody can see your gun. And I honestly don't think that's a big deal. I think people put a lot more weight on that than necessary. Worrying about printing is kind of silly. People have all kinds of crap on their waistband. Honestly, the reason a lot of people are concerned about printing is because they know that they're carrying a gun. It's a mental thing. Think about it. When you walk around Walmart, do you look at everybody's waistbands first? No, you look at their face. People are not going to know that you have a gun. It's almost as if it's a guilty conscience reaction. Oh my God, do I have a gun? Oh no, oh no. Relax. Be calm. Be understanding that yes, you do have a firearm on you, and no, it is not a problem. And hey, if somebody recognizes that you have a gun on you, no big deal. Don't put so much weight on printing. Carry a gun that you shoot well. Practice with that gun. Learn how to operate that gun out of the holster, drawing, and presenting that gun in case you do have to use it. But don't worry so much about all the nonsense about printing. It's not as big of a deal as people make. Tony Weeks on YouTube wanted to know where's the best place for AR build knowledge. And honestly, there are a lot of good forums and things like that. A lot of people go to ARFCOM, but ARFCOM is a very, very strong group mentality, and you may get lost in there. There are a lot of good resources on YouTube as well. A lot of good videos on how to build it. In fact, I think it's about time that I put out some instructional videos on how to build an AR-15. At my last job, I actually used to teach an AR-15 build class along with a friend of mine. So I think it's time to impart that knowledge on you guys and show you the methodology that we used to use. So keep an eye out for that. But yes, use that Google machine. That's the best resource for that. I think what I have coming is going to be a great resource for you guys, so keep an eye out. And our last question this week is from Barthach on Instagram, and it's going to be a short answer. He wants to know my thoughts on the SIG arm brace. And through the magic of editing, get one. All right, that's it for this week's Q&A Sunday, guys. Please remember, vote for your favorite question down in the comment section below. You can also submit questions in that same comment section all over social media. You can do it on Facebook, you can do it on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, etc. Questions come from all over the place. I look at every single one of them every single week for your question. Remember, if you want to see more Q&A Sundays, give that thumbs up and let me know. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. There's all kinds of cool stuff happening all the time. And as always, guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you soon. Remember, guys, you can support the channel more by going to patreon.com/I'mWithChaos.